I am planning on working on a project that's not even listed in any of the categories, but I think it doesn't fit. So it's based like it's gender-based violence during the pandemic, because a lot of the solutions that have been suggested focus too much on the virus, but they don't seem to cater for the people that are facing gender-based violence or some form of abuse during the pandemic. So we're thinking around or trying to come up with a solution that could potentially be used by people that are experiencing, gender-based violence, because there's
Yeah,
nowhere to go. Everyone is on lockdown, so you can't
yeah,
exactly go to the police station because, like in South Africa, there's soldiers patrolling the streets. So if you leave your house, like you're basically
right,
going to be locked up. So we are trying to work with it, like come up with a solution that could potentially help those that.
right.
Mm,
And I think that's great. I think I saw, and I forget where it was. It may have been in the UK. They were trying to set up, or maybe it was France. They were trying to set up a system where, being at the grocery store, you could ask for something, and I'm probably getting the details wrong, but there was sort of a clandestine way of letting people know that you needed help while you were doing sort of one of the limited tasks that people can do. If you were in a situation like that where you're in quarantine with somebody who is abusing you. I had mentioned early on, and I think it's worth reiterating that there's a lot of secondary health impacts to what is happening right now, and I think those are all things that need to be addressed. I think that tackling the immediate problem of the virus is key. But I brought up in the call that we had last week. Think of it like an accident scene. You come upon an accident scene, and maybe someone has gone through the windshield and is obviously in dire distress, lying on the ground. You need to help that person, but the second person, the third person there, the fifth, the 10th person there, not everybody needs to run and help that person. Someone needs to see if there's somebody else in the car who's maybe injured. Maybe there's a child in the back seat in a car seat who's not injured, but they're hysterical and crying. There might be gas leaking from the car. There might be a power line that's about to fall down. There are always secondary and tertiary problems in any disastrous situation, and I think we're seeing that here. And you named one of them with domestic violence, but I think just in mental health issues and a variety of secondary issues from both the virus itself as well as the economic impact, they're very much in need of solutions as well. So I think all of that
Yeah.
is fair.
Yeah, the only other thing I'd add is Dr. Vigilance, I know, mentioned that for vulnerable populations, he wants to be in the know about any projects that may use his help there. And